All right. Today, absolute value inequalities. Okay, not a whole lot different than when we did absolute value equations. Okay, so if you remember right, with our absolute value equations, we did x plus the absolute value of x plus 2 equals 6. And what did we have to do with this? Well, we had to do something first. What? Yeah, we had to write two separate equations, right? So we had to write x plus 2 equals 6, and x plus 2 equals negative 6. And then we could subtract our 2 and got x equals 4, and x equals negative 8. Okay, very similar is absolute value inequality. Okay, I still have to write two separate inequalities. There's just one extra rule with this. Okay, so my first inequality is just replicating it. X minus 3 is greater than 3. Okay, my other one is going to be x minus 3. Now, since I'm changing that last number to a negative 3, I'm going to flip my sign. So x minus 3 is less than negative 3. Okay, so on that second one, you got to flip the sign. Okay. So if I go ahead and solve this, I get x is greater than 6, add 3, x is less than 0. So if I graph this guy, I've got a 0, I've got a 6. Open or close at 0? Open at 0, shaded which way? To the left. Open or closed at 6? Open at 6, shaded to the. So by looking at this, is this an and or an or problem? This would be an or. Okay, now, if we go back to our original problem, our inequality symbol will always tell us if it's an and or if it's an or. Okay? Anytime, so just in a little space on your paper or on the opposite side there, okay, you look at your original inequality. Okay, if you get greater, if you have a greater than or a greater than or equal to symbol, it is going to be an or problem. Okay, if you have a less than or a less than or equal to, it is going to be an and problem. So if we look at the absolute value minus 5 is less than 3, first of all, is this going to be and or or? This is going to be an and because it's less than. All right, so my first inequality is going to look like what? Is less than 3 and x good is greater than negative 3. So we solve it, we get x is less than 8, and x is greater than 2. So when I graph him, I've got a 2, I've got an 8. Open circles or closed circles? Open circles. And since it's an and problem, it's shaded in the middle. Alright, so we look at this guy, and or. So that's going to be an or. My first equation. Yep, negative 5x is greater than 20, or negative 5x. Yeah, is less than negative 20. So we solve this guy. How? Divide by negative 5. X is good. X is less than negative 4. How come you flip that sign? Divided by negative. Good job. So again, we divide by that negative 5. X is greater than positive 4. Okay, so negative 4 and 4, open or close? Open, and since it's an or, we should to the outside. Yep.